Arkansas Issue 3 appears on the ballot by its title, which states, "An amendment to the Arkansas Constitution to create the Arkansas Religious Freedom Amendment and to provide that government may never burden a person's freedom of religion except in the rare circumstance that the government demonstrates that application of the burden to the person is in furtherance of a compelling government interest and is the least restrictive means of furthering that compelling government interest." The full text of the amendment can be found online.
We read the original text document that was presented in the Arkansas Legislature in 2021 under its title SJR 14. You can find that on the legislature website. The Arkansas State Constitution currently has language that deals with religious liberty. Article 2, Section 24 reads, "All men have a natural and indefeasible right to worship Almighty God according to the dictates of their own consciences. No man can, of right, be compelled to attend, erect, or support any place of worship or to maintain any ministry against his consent. No human authority can, in any case or manner whatsoever, control or interfere with the right of conscience, and no preference shall ever be given by law to any religious establishment." Proponents of Issue 3 say that it will make religious liberty stronger, while others have concerns about adding language to our Constitution that states religious liberty is guaranteed with the exception of in the case of a, quote, compelling government interest. And the purpose of a constitution is for the protection of the liberties of the people. Some say that the reason this amendment is necessary is that the courts began issuing rulings that made it easier for the government to run roughshod over religious freedom in the 1980s and 90s. It just sounds that the issue is the overreaching of the courts.
So far, the legislative branch has done very little to address the actions of the judicial branch. The Republican supermajority could easily cut the funding to courts. Legislatures can also bring articles of impeachment against judges.
Something to think about is to preserve the balance of power between branches of government and the people. We also have, as Arkansas state law, what is known as Act 975, which passed in 2015. It is essentially the very same language as Issue 3. I know a lot of good people are for Issue 3 as well as against it. We just want to highlight some aspects of this issue and let people decide on your own how to vote. There are so many voices on this issue and many issues. It can be confusing when you hear so many different voices. We just encourage you to pray and seek to avoid confusing language and voices of confusion. Jesus said, "My sheep hear my voice," and his is the only voice that we need to hear. He said that the words he speaks are spirit and life. I would just encourage everyone to let that be the standard of guidance.